Hello, I'm Ranger Daisy and this is my dad.
Ranger Matt.
And we're here at Anglesey and we're looking at the kangaroos because the kangaroos are one of my favourite Australian animals.
I can see that. You got a little friend there too. Very cute. Daisy's actually been learning all about Australian animals and one of those animals being the kangaroo as part of her school. So we're learning a little bit more and Daisy's done a lot of research on the kangaroo and we're going to ask some questions today all about both our favourite animals, the eastern grey kangaroo.
How big do kangaroos grow?
They grow pretty big actually. They grow between 1.5 metres and 1.8 metres from their feet up to their ears.
How much do kangaroos weigh?
It can get pretty big. The kangaroos weigh between 22 kilograms and up to 55 kilograms for the big males. The males are much bigger than the females.
What are baby kangaroos called?
Good one. A baby kangaroo is called a joey. There's one.
How many joeys do kangaroos have?
So usually a female will have one joey at a time in the pouch, but it can also have an older joey that's outside the pouch, so living outside but still nice and close to the mum.
How big is a baby joey?
Actually really small when they're born. When they're born, they're about the size of either a jelly bean or a grape.
Like this?
Ah, there you go, you've got a grape there. So that's how big, about 2 to 3 centimetres when they're born. And they crawl up and hop into the pouch and they start feeding on the milk in the mum's pouch.
How long does this joey stay in its pouch?
Yeah, well, the joey will stay in the pouch for around about 4 months in total. And then at 4 months it starts coming out of the pouch and spending longer and longer out of the pouch, and by around about 10 months to 12 months the joey is completely out of the pouch but staying nice and close to mum. It comes out of the pouch and then when it's strong enough to start hopping around on its own, but it'll stay really close to mum still. Do you know how to hop around like a kangaroo?
Yeah.
Good job, that's good hopping. Those kangaroos were pretty impressed. They were watching you then doing that.
How fast are kangaroos?
Well, firstly, they don't run, they hop, okay? But they usually can get speeds of around 30 to 40 kilometres an hour, so pretty fast. However, if they're in a real hurry, like they're running away, they can get up to 60 kilometres an hour, so pretty fast. Much faster than you could ride a bike. Amazing, huh?
How high can a kangaroo hop?
Pretty high. It can actually hop up to 3 metres high. So taller than you, taller than me, taller than most people actually. Pretty high. How high can you hop?
Not very high. How far can kangaroos jump?
Good question. They can jump a long way. They can actually jump a distance when they're in a hurry and they're going really fast, can jump around 8 to 9 metres long.
Wow.
So longer than you can jump. Oh, actually, how far can you jump? Try and do the longest you can jump. Wow, so that's about 1 metre. Imagine trying to do that 9 times.
Right.
9 times longer than that.
Wow.
Amazing, huh?
Yeah.
So they can jump around 8 to 9 metres long when they're in a hurry. So a long way.
Wow.
Imagine, yeah, maybe everyone watching can measure how far they can actually jump and see if you can jump 9 metres.
How far can you jump?
Not 9 metres.
Ranger Dad, where do kangaroos live?
Thanks, Ranger Daisy. Okay, well, they're found in Australia, all across Australia actually. They generally are living in amongst woodlands or forests and on grasslands. So you often see during the day when it's warm, they spend a lot of their time in amongst the trees and the vegetation resting. And then early morning, late afternoon, even at night time is when they come out into the grasslands to feed on all the grass.
What is a group of kangaroos called?
A group of kangaroos is actually called a mob. So a mob could be just a few kangaroos, so quite a small group or mob, or it could be quite large, so maybe up to 100 kangaroos in the mob. and that's the females, the young joeys, and the males as well.
Wow.
And usually the leader of the mob is the largest male kangaroo. And the males will fight each other to be the leader.
Wow.
Hmm.
How do kangaroos fight?
That's pretty good. In actual fact, kangaroos fight, so the male kangaroos you mainly see fighting, what they'll do is they'll stand back on their tail, right back, and they'll use their tail to balance, and they'll use their big strong rear feet and they'll kick each other really hard, and that's how they fight, and that's how they determine who's the strongest and who's going to be the leader of the kangaroos.
How long do kangaroos live?
They can live up to 23 years of age in the wild, and usually will live a bit longer than that in captivity, like at zoos and wildlife parks.
What does a kangaroo eat?
Do you know what they might eat?
Grass?
Yeah, well done. They do. They eat grasses and shrubs mainly. That's mainly grasses though. They're herbivores, so that's what they generally will eat.
What are the predators of a kangaroo?
Do you know what a predator might be?
Dingo.
A dingo, yeah, that's the one. Wild dogs are another one. They attack kangaroos. And of course, sadly, one of the biggest predators are humans. So humans often will hit kangaroos with their cars and things like that. So,
Where can I see a kangaroo on the surf coast?
do you know any spots?
Anglesey and Bells.
Yeah, Anglesey and Bells Beach, yeah. Also in the paddocks around Bellbrae, Torquay, Jan Juc. But yeah, probably the best spots are Bells Beach, in the paddocks near the surfing break there, and also in Anglesey, around anywhere around Anglesey, but certainly at the golf course, because they love the fresh grass at the Anglesey golf course.
What's the best time of day to see a kangaroo?
Yeah, so the best time of day to see kangaroos are early morning and late afternoon, so dawn and dusk and sort of around those times, and into the night. That's when they mainly feed and when they're most active. During the day, they try and get out of the sun, especially during summer when it's really warm, and they'll go and hide in amongst the trees and vegetation where there's lots of shade. So they, early morning and late afternoon are the best times.
Do kangaroos get married?
Married? What do you think, Ranger Daisy?
Yes.
They do? Oh,
They might put on dresses and get dressed up.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I haven't actually seen one, but you never know. Maybe they do. Maybe during the night when we're not looking at them, it's when they get dressed up and get married. What do you think?
Yeah. When do kangaroos sleep?
They mainly sleep during the day. Yeah.
What type of kangaroos are there?
So you got these ones that we see on the surf coast here, which are the eastern grey kangaroos. There's also the red kangaroo, and there's also another one called the western grey kangaroo. So they're the most common kangaroos that we see.
Is the white kangaroo only found in Yarra Valley?
So the white kangaroo that we saw in the Yarra Valley, they're pretty unusual, pretty unique. In fact, a white kangaroo or albino kangaroo is only born about 1 in every 50,000 to 100,000 kangaroos. So it's very rare to see a white kangaroo.
Very rare.
Yeah.
Why do kangaroos lick their pouch?
So usually they're licking their pouch to clean their pouch out, because that's where the little joeys are living.
Oh, yeah. Can kangaroos walk backwards?
Can you walk backwards? Ah, you can. There you go. And forward. So you mustn't be a kangaroo, because no, kangaroos can't walk backwards. They can only move forwards. And another animal that can do that is an emu.
Ah.
There you go.
Can kangaroos see well?
They actually have pretty good sight, but what's best for them is their hearing. They're really amazing. And if you watch kangaroos really carefully, you'll watch their ears moving around as they're listening to all the sounds around them for danger. They're listening for danger. So you watch their ears next time and you'll see them moving their ears around.
Yep, I'll look out for that.
Thanks everyone for listening in and learning with us about the eastern grey kangaroo, one of our favourite Australian animals. We're so very lucky to have lots of the eastern grey kangaroos here in Anglesey, where we live. Have you got anything else you want to add, Daisy? Ranger Daisy?
Thanks everyone for listening, and I hope you enjoyed it.
Thanks everyone.